Hey guys, welcome to another asset demonstration. So today I'm gonna be demonstrating my other asset, which is called, let me show you, dialog framework. So this is an asset in which I took inspiration from a game called Fears of Phantom. So in that game where you approach NPCs and there are some dialogues which appear line by line, or you can say letter by letter. So that's this asset all about. Wait, why is this like this? Okay, no problem. So so yeah, let's begin. This video is all about how the system works and how you can use it. So yeah, let's start with this. So in order to get things started, let me show you the content draw European actors. So there are three types of interactables. The first type is the NPC, obviously, and another type is pickups, and the third one is interactables, which is actual interactables which you can interact with, like this is a door, and also another one a gate. Yeah, so these kind of stuff. So coming to the NPCs, on to the right we have different variables. So the dialogues are structure based, so where you create different variables and it gets added to a screen through this, so you don't have to do blueprint based dialogue system. So coming to this one, the first variable is dialogue set. So you can see each set as one particular conversation. So let's see, for example, so when you approach this NPC for the first time, you will get the index at 0. So whatever dialogues are there in the 0 index will appear. Like in one conversation, when you click an answer, it will go to a next dialogue, and then I'll come to that later. So the dialogues in the index 0 will appear, and when you like end that interaction and interact with them again, then obviously the index 1 will appear. So that's how basically it's set up. So let me show you what's in the dialogue. So each dialogue have a dialogue text, an answer, a break conversation, which I will get into it, and an item, which is a whole different thing. So dialogue is a dialogue text what you like want to appear on the screen. The answers has a text and a boolean is last. So when you click is last, and then in the game you click this answer, and then the conversation would end here when you click this one. So this one is not, how do you know, this one is not checked last, so it will continue to the next index of the dialogues. So let me show you. So I play from here. Oh, wait. uh, yeah, it was a little bug. Let me go to the level booking and disable some stuffs, which might disable this one as well. If I play here and go to him now, go to him. Yeah. So see, the dialogues are appearing letter by letter, and this one was checked last, and this one was like nothing. So if I click on last, yeah, so you can also control it with W and S, and also with the mouse. So if you, and to click it, you have to press enter or spacebar. So if I click yes, it will end the interaction. So that's what is last represents. So finally, that's the dialogue thing done. The answer's done. Now coming to the break conversation. So let me read this to you. If this dialogue is a task, like go ahead, do something, and now you want to get out of conversation without interrupting the set, so that when you interact next, it will continue from the next dialogue. So what this basically means, so if you click this break dialogue here, hmm, and then whatever the task is, you go do something and then come and interact with him again, it will continue the dialogues from index 1. So the way it's set up, as I told you, when you interact with him second time, it will continue to the next index in the set. But if you want to continue the conversation, you should like check is break or break conversation, so that when you interact with him again, it will come to the index 1. So that's done. Now coming to the items. Items is like, uh, yeah, it's just giving an item. So let's see, if you if he says take this key, so now you want to give an item. This is basically done at the last. So if this answer is last, if you click this and then we'll go out of the interaction, then the item will appear on the screen. This is basically an inventory setup. So if we tick give item, it will give item, and vice versa. The item name, mesh, and item ID. Item ID is a different thing. I'll get into it later. Uh, so the dialogues is done. Now there is a boolean called is an objective. Is an objective is, uh, let me show you. You cannot understand it like this. Yeah. So this is a BP collider. You can create dialogues or remove dialogues upon colliding with this. So if I come here, so first let's see. This NSPC has is an objective checked. So wait, yeah, if I collide with this, I'll get a dialogue which will appear letter by letter, and if I interact with him, it will disappear. So that's all this is an objective about. NPC unique ID, you should give an ID. It should not be empty because save system depends on this. So it should be anything you want. The auto interaction is the thing you just saw, where I don't have to press any key in order to interact with them. So that's all the auto interaction is. NPC needs any item, this is redacted. You don't have to use this. If you want to use this, then you can, but generally leave this. So coming to the trigger event on set. So this is what I found will come handy, is when you end conversation in dialog set 0, and here the event trigger event on set is 0, it will call an it will call an event dispatcher, which will call this function trigger event when convo ends. So basically we are ending the conversation, so this will get fired and you can do whatever you want in the event. Now what's the next thing? A delay. Wait, there's something wrong. Okay, yeah, I see. So before delay, there is other thing. Create dialogues after interaction. Yeah, create dialogues after interaction. So as you saw, when we exit the interaction, there might be some situation where we want the player to say something. Basically, let me give you an example. So the first answer is I do something else because I have save system. I also need to delete the save files. here. So with the save file deleted, and now create dialogues after interaction. I'll check this, and this delay would come here, but for some reason it's up here. I'll leave it. So create dialogues after interaction will take this delay, and after this delay the dialogues will be created. So that's basically it. So the dialogues after convo ends. This is don't mind the naming convention. It's just for better explanation. So it's a map. Uh, so now this is a string. You can put whatever dialogue here, uh, and this is a integer. This basically defines the set, which is this one, the dialogue set. So either you can exit the conversation while being in dialogue set 0 or in 1. So if you want to uh, trigger event after when you exit the conversation from dialogue set 0, you can do that, and you can do that from other set as well. So that's basically why I used maps. So let's create hello, and this is 0. So it will do its thing. If I yes, after 2 seconds it will create 0. It disappeared because one thing I forgot to show you is there's also one thing called duration. I put this as a different variable so that you can have full control how much you want to show it. So the index 0 should have duration of 3 seconds. So it will stay on the screen for 3 seconds. Let me delete the save file again. So if I go ahead and interact with them again, so this is auto interaction. Yes, after 2 seconds hello would be created, and it would stay on screen for 3 seconds and it would fade out. So yeah, so that's all for the NPC. There are also different things. Trigger event, this one I showed you before. There's also one more thing, rearrange trigger after NPC interaction. So this will fire whenever you interact with him. Like it, it doesn't matter if it's auto interaction or when you interact with any key. So there are two ways you can fire an event outside of the NPC. So yeah, that's clearance ID given by NPC. Sorry, I left that. This is referenced by some other actors, which is basically this one. This is an interactable BP door. That's a child class. Let me show you again. I go into actor interactables. There's BP interactable, and these are all child class. BP door, BP gate, BP vent. You can create whatever you want. So the BP door. In the interactables, you have four variables. First, there is one called item ID required. For the item ID, this is basically referencing any item you have in your inventory. This is unchecked here because of the whole different reason. Leave that. So for better demonstration, I need to show you, but leave it by now for now. So yeah, item ID required. So if this boolean is checked, then you would have to have an item in your inventory in order to interact with this interactable. In this case, it's stove. And then there's a thing called required item ID to interact. So every pickup, wait, let me show you. So every pickup has a pickup ID. This is ID which will require by this one. So here, and then there's clearance. Clearance is another thing that I thought it might come in handy, which is in order to interact with the store, do we need to interact with any other NPC? So if yes, you should check the need clearance, and then clearance ID given by NPC. It would give an ID and then use that same ID required clearance ID to basically open the door. So that's all covered in NPC and even in Interactable. The last thing is the pickup. Yeah, pickup has a lot of variables. We'll get to it one by one. So first one is basic. I can't pick up. You can just make sense to have it here. After that, clear on-screen dialogues. That was the same thing that I showed you. If you interact, if you overlap this actor, it will create a dialogue. And if NPC is in objective, I might change this name. It will clear that dialogue. That's the same thing. A clear on-screen dialogue. This is a better name. I might use this one. That's the same thing. This is the mesh. This mesh. This mesh is not getting used here, but this is getting used somewhere else. To be specific, it's getting used in the inventory widget I create. So let me show you for better demonstration. So it has a physics simulated. If I interact with them, you can see Shift F1 to, yeah, you can see this key as not asset key mesh spinning. So from the mesh variable, it takes the mesh and spawns another actor which is spinning. So yeah, that's not necessary for now. I just wanted to show you. The next variable is pickup name. You already saw it. This house key you see here is the pickup name, and then there's pickup ID. You can give whatever pickup ID you want. I just prefer to use the same as a pickup name. Then there's a class. The class, you don't have to do anything else. Just whatever the class the actor is, just give that class. I had to use this variable for something else. Let me show you that as well. So wait, if I interact, so there are some cases where you want to drop this item. So let's say if you are not planning a very linear based game and you wanna have a like multi approach stuff, I don't know. So for that, I made it so that when you press tab, you can spawn that actor in front of you. That's basically the same actor. So even if you interact with him again and again, it won't change anything. So this system uses the class reference that I told you. Yeah, this class. So with that done, let's proceed to the dialogue. These are just the validation check. I have better example for it. Even though let's go through it. Create dialogues when not interactable. This will take effect when this pickup is unchecked. Can pickup is unchecked. I wanted to have another boolean, so if you don't want to create dialogues, you can also. And then that's dialogue. It's nothing. Then also, as you can see in the interactable, it checks for the clearance if you have clearance. But in the pickup, it checks for NPC interaction and you get to choose the actor. This might make more sense uh, when I'll show you the better demonstration for this. But now, let's go by the names. So requires NPC interaction will require interacting with any NPC before picking up this object. And then NPC to interact, yeah, you can select not any NPC, sorry, you have to interact with the particular NPC, which can be set here. And there is another dialogue. If you interact with this and you haven't interacted with the NPC yet, then what dialogue should appear? So this is a better demonstration. So there is another NPC here. His name is Case. It doesn't matter. But if I play here, nah, let me show you first. So these are beer bottles. It can be anything. These are beer bottles. So in this one, uh, can pickup is false, and also there is a boolean create dialog when not interactable. It's checked mark, and then dialog is the bottle is empty. So it will create this dialog, and yeah, and there's no need to interact with an NPC before interacting with this one. But with this model, you can pick this up, but you need to interact with them, interact with an NPC before. So the NPC is Case. So these are BL. So the dialogues should ask Case first. So let me show you. So if I interact with this bottle is empty. So it makes sense we cannot pick it up. And if I interact with this, should ask Case first, which means I haven't interacted with the NPC yet. And you can also see it fades out. And if I rapidly press, it won't. It will only appear when the first dialog disappears. So with that's done, so when I interact with him, uh, nah, it's a long process. Leave it. So we can pick it up. Yeah. So if you wait, I need to show you guys if that works or not. So this has another set of dialogues. Wait, where are the dialogues, baby? So for the first one, just give me a second, guys. Okay, yeah, this is a better example. So here, the example dialogue is, I'll tell you, but before grab me a beer bottle from my kitchen. So it's basically he's giving me a task and I don't want to disrupt the conversation. So I checked break conversation. So to demonstrate this, let's play. Oh no, I haven't tracked with him, so I need to delete. Okay. Yeah. So if I interact, these are just dialogue. You can ignore it. So anyways, the reason I called is I think there's something strange happening in this town. What's strange? I'll tell you, but before, grab me a beer bottle from my kitchen. So these both answer are marked is last. So clicking anyone, do the same. So this is I'm in break conversation. So if I interact with him, it won't interact, as you can see. But if I interact with the beer bottle, I have the beer bottle now. If I drop the bottle, pick it up again, now interact, it will interact. Thanks. So the thing I found is strange. So yeah, this basically it. So all the validations I set are working. This is it. Yeah, that's also same thing. Pickup name, pickup ID, the class. Create dialogues were not interactable. Yeah, we went through this. There is also one more thing that I wanted to show you. The give item. So ignore the dialogues. I'll set him to give item. Item name would be anything. Uh, just say key, maybe house key. The mess would be the key card. The item ID is house key. Yeah. And for this to work, I need to set answer is last so that it would break the conversation. Not break the conversation, end the conversation. So yeah. And this gate. I'll set this item ID required and the required ID to house key. Is that the same item? House? Nah, it's not the same. Okay, so what's this? So now, wait, yeah. Now if I interact with this, I'm not able to, but the dialogues. Yeah, now I have the key. Even if I press tab, it will appear you cannot drop this item. So item given by NPC, you cannot drop them. That's a useful thing to have, I thought. So that you cannot break the linearity of the game. And now I have the key, and if I go interact with this, I can interact. It's supposed also like a multiple interaction. What I did was just a flip flop. Wait, yeah. So you can interact with this multiple times. So yeah, that's basically it. I've shown you all the important things. This is a little game demo that I have. Uh, if you would like to purchase this asset, you'll get this demo. You can play through this. So yeah, that's it. Thanks. Bye bye.